Hey, what is up everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video today here on Codename Pizza. And today we're going to be talking about Zombie Chronicles 2. That is right, Zombie Chronicles 2 is supposedly going to be releasing during 2022 on Cold War Zombies. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing everything to do with that. So if you are hyped, please leave a like on the video, and we are officially on the road to 1 million subscribers. So please make sure you click that subscribe button, support the channel if you are brand new. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Do you guys know I never watch any of the zombie YouTubers, but today's video is actually inspired by someone else because I saw this thumbnail on my timeline. I didn't actually watch the video, but I wanted to investigate everything that I could possibly find surrounding this subject because it interested me so much. So big shout out to Masses. His link will be inside of the description right now. Definitely go and check him out. So first things first, what is Zombie Chronicles 2? And in fact, what is Zombie Chronicles? I know we've got tons of new people on this channel and inside of the zombies community since Cold War release. So what is Zombie Chronicles? Well, it was the most popular zombies DLC ever for any game, and also the most popular DLC ever on the PlayStation 4 download list, and it was on Black Ops 3 Zombies. Basically, at the end of the DLC cycle of Black Ops 3, we ended up getting Zombie Chronicles, which was a full map pack full of 8 remastered maps, or was it 9 remastered maps? I forget. Anyway, remastered maps from old zombie games that we could then play and love on that new Black Ops 3 engine, and everyone loved it. Like I said, it was the most popular DLC ever on PlayStation, which is just crazy. And that summer, when it released, it felt like everyone got back into playing zombies again, and it just made the game explode for the second time. We had Nagda and Toten, Shino Numa, Varut, Ascension, Kino de Toten, Shangri-La, Moon, Origins, some of the best maps ever inside of zombies, remastered, looking amazing on that Black Ops 3 engine. And it included all the Easter eggs and new side Easter eggs as well. But with that being said, there were some remastered maps that we never got that everyone was wondering where they were. We didn't have Mob of the Dead from Black Ops 2, we didn't have 5 from Black Ops 1, we didn't have Call of the Dead from Black Ops 1, we didn't have Transit, Die, Rise, and Buried from Black Ops 2. So everyone kind of wondered where they would be. And when Black Ops 4 released, we finally got a few answers to some of those questions. We found out that instead of getting Mob of the Dead remastered in Zombie Chronicles, we got Blood of the Dead on Black Ops 4. And instead of getting 5 on Zombie Chronicles, we got Classified on Black Ops 4. And instead of Call of the Dead on Zombie Chronicles, we got Tag the Toten on Black Ops 4. But that still left us with 3 maps: Transit, Die, Rise, and Buried. 2 of the most maybe hated maps of all time, and 1 beloved map, Buried, that every single person wanted. And we had so much speculation about this Zombie Chronicles 2 all the way back in Black Ops 4, which would be the second map pack that we would end up getting these 3 other maps in. And we would get them at the end of the life cycle of Black Ops 4. So many reputable leak sources inside of the zombies community and in the gaming community suggested that this would be true, and we would get it at the end of Black Ops 4. And they also said very early on in the life cycle of Black Ops 4, they were all finished, ready to go, ready to drop on Black Ops 4 as Zombie Chronicles 2. And we know this was pretty much completely true because inside of Blackout, we had these maps remastered as part of that Battle Royale map. We had pretty much the whole of Buried remastered along with the Reagan Mark II, and on top of that, we also had the Transit Diner. We didn't really see anything about Die Rise, but there was so many things to do with Black Ops 4 Zombies placed inside of this multiplayer map that dropped near the end of the DLC season, which suggested that everything had been made for that Zombie Chronicles 2 and they were ready to release at the end of Black Ops 4's life cycle, just like all the leaks said. But unfortunately, Black Ops 4 wasn't very loved by everybody. I really liked it. Honestly, I thought it was good, but a lot of people didn't like Black Ops 4, and Treyarch knew that. Activision knew that, and they thought, you know what, instead of tainting that Zombie Chronicles name, instead of having low sales on this DLC, which was so loved before on Black Ops 3, let's push it over to our next game, which we now know as Call of Duty Cold War. And that's where our Call of Duty Cold War story starts with Zombie Chronicles 2. So very early on with Cold War, there was very reputable sources, news sources, leak sources saying that Zombie Chronicles 2 with Transit, Die, Rise, and Buried had now been ported over to Black Ops Cold War, meaning that we would end up getting this as a DLC at some point. The only problem is they didn't realize at the time whether this would be a Zombie Chronicles 2 later down the line, or it'd just be part of the season drops because we've moved away from DLCs. We've now onto seasons, meaning that we might get a 1 map 1 month, 2 maps the next month. It's very random at the minute, and we've been waiting so long for a new map, but you get the picture. But also along with that, they suggested that on top of the 3 maps, Transit, Buried, and Die Rise, we would also get a 1-to-1 remaster of Mob of the Dead. Someone managed to find some kind of string of code suggesting that Alcatraz is in fact going to be inside of the game, which means Transit, Transit, Buried, Die Rise, and Mob of the Dead would be the 4 maps as part of Zombie Chronicles 2, which, let's face it, I think we would all be very happy about. But this is the time where things have started getting interesting, because now inside of the game, we've got even more things that are suggesting this. Little Easter eggs, little hints inside of Cold War, which are basically saying, yeah, it's coming, and it's going to be coming fairly soon. So what are these things? Well, one of the things is on the map Ruka inside of Outbreak. If you go over to this room right here and go over to this radio, you'll be able to find the end game sound to Die Rise. And the reason why this is interesting is because inside of the settings on Cold War right now, we have the music player, where it plays any type of zombie sounds as long as it's an instrumental. But this isn't in there. If this isn't in there, why is the radio playing it? Just another hint that we're going to be getting our remastered map, which would be Die Rise. But that's not the only radio that's giving out sound suggesting another map. If you go over to the new fishermen that are inside of the maps inside of Outbreak, you'll also notice that their radios are playing the Easter egg sounds as well as the startup and end sounds to the map Buried. So Buried and Die Rise are now being hinted at inside of the game. But what about Transit? Well, there's been a really low-key thing placed into the map Die Maschine on Cold War Zombies as well. If you go and make your way out to the spawn area and go down to this little water area right here, you'll notice that if you listen really carefully, you can hear the sound of lava as well as the tectonic plates smashing together inside of Transit. Here, take a listen. The only thing that's not really been talked about at the minute or had any hints about is, of course, Mob of the Dead. But we're working on that. Hopefully someone will find something soon. As well as this, we also know that Treyarch love to use the same assets for certain things inside of the game to make the development of the game a little bit easier. And especially with Cold War. Cold War seems like there's full of reuse assets. So if we look at Outbreak, you have a look at the Tempest zombie, you can't tell me that that does not look like the Avogadro from Transit. So therefore, we'd just reuse that asset when we get over to Transit. As well as that, Transit would make a fantastic Outbreak map, right? There's also another thing inside of Outbreak that's not really been talked about too much. When you activate the Dragon Challenge, you'll notice that all the zombies' eyes are then blue, even though in the rest of the game, the zombies' eyes are not blue. Which, if you guys have followed the zombie storyline for a long time, you'll know that during Transit, Buried, and also Die Rise, all the zombies' eyes were blue, which is just another suggestion that we're going to be ended up getting Zombie Chronicles 2 in 2022. So what does this mean? Going forward, when are we going to be getting this thing? So like I said, I keep on saying 2022 because we now know that Sledgehammer are going to be releasing their Call of Duty game at the end of 2021. And inside of a conference call, we found out that there would be a third game mode. They didn't specifically say zombies, but we know that we're definitely getting a third game mode on top of campaign and multiplayer on that next World War II game that Sledgehammer are going to be dropping. And we also know via that conference call that Treyarch are going to be helping them make this third game mode. Does that mean that it's going to be zombies, or does it mean they need help because it's not going to be zombies? I don't know, but we also know inside of Cold War, we've only had one round-based map so far. We know this Berlin map is supposed to be dropping at some point soon, but time's ticking away. We're about to go into June, which means July, August, September, October at a push, and then November release for the next game. 4 more months. When we always get at least 4 minimum survival maps inside of that time. So I think Cold War is definitely going to have a year 2 cycle of something, whether that be the extra survival maps or Zombie Chronicles 2. Or they could do the exact same thing that they did with Black Ops 3. They wait for the next game, this World War II game that Sledgehammer are making, to die down a little bit, and then during the summer of 2022 to revive the game, add some DLC sales. They'll add Zombie Chronicles 2 then to make a little bit more money off us during that summer break. But there you go. Zombie Chronicles 2 is being very hinted at the minute by the entire community, and I just wanted to put my 2 cents forward and explain what Zombie Chronicles was, what Zombie Chronicles 2 was, and also talk about the little hints that are inside of Zombies and Cold War right now as well, suggesting of this DLC. But there you go. I want to know if you could make your own Zombie Chronicles 2, what maps would you have in it? They don't specifically have to be ones that we haven't already seen inside of Zombie Chronicles or inside of Black Ops 3. Personally, I would love to see Shadows of Evil, Horizon Drag, all those maps I think would run amazing on the Cold War engine. They already run great on Black Ops 3, but I think it'd just be really cool. But there you go. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. Make sure you click that subscribe button to become the latest member of the Pizza Club, and I'll see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. Thank you for watching. and peace out.